We're back at the stage and thrilled to show you a franchise that I've truly enjoyed.
Yes, please welcome Robert Backstrom, producer of Vermintide 2.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely,
I should thank you, actually. It's so great to be here.
Good, I'm glad.
It's first time at E3, and I'm sort of blown away because it's so...
Wow.
all the lights.
Yeah.
The sounds.
Is your head like on a swivel? I feel like when I come in here, I'm like...
Yeah.
And I just sort of circuit a little bit.
Well, welcome. Seriously, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you're enjoying your first E3, man.
Yeah, it's hectic.
Sure.
It's not much sleep. And I mean, jet lagging, flying in from Sweden, but... well, it's worth it.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. So, can you tell us about the universe that this takes place in for people that may not be familiar?
Yeah. So, the game we're doing is Vermintide. It's called Warhammer Vermintide 2. It's a sequel to the first game. It's taking place in the Warhammer Fantasy universe, which is a pretty old IP. It was done by Games Workshop in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's a dark, gritty fantasy setting. Maybe more modern than most medieval fantasy settings. It's a bit, so you still have gunpowder weapons and stuff, but you got your dwarves, your elves, and it's really... It's a universe full of humor, dark humor. There's a lot of different stuff you can do. There's tons of different races and enemies to face, and yeah, it's just a really exciting place to explore.
Yeah.
So, that's obviously it's a sequel. Where does Vermintide 2 pick up?
It's pick up straight after the first game.
Okay.
So
No
because
time lost.
Yeah, no time lost. We have the same five main characters from the first game. We expanded on them. We gave them career paths to follow because we want to offer the players more options to follow. But the story is there. You still have to save the old world, the Empire, from the onslaught of the Skavens, which is this evil rat man.
Exactly right.
But we added some extra enemies now, bigger, meaner.
Oh, great. That sounds wonderful. Let's take a look at some gameplay then. I'd love to take you through it.
Chat. Yeah, take us through it, and then we'll ask some questions as we go along.
I mean, immediately, it's amazing how great it looks. Like, the first game was so good, but this is a nice update.
Yes. Yeah, it's a...
Uh-oh.
It's a four-player co-op game then.
Wow.
Action-like. One could say it's a bit like Left 4 Dead, but we added a medieval setting, meaning that there's a lot more focus on the melee. So I would say our melee is really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. And definitely one of my favorite parts about it, because as a fan of Earthfall and Left 4 Dead, like it's nice to have something so similar, but it's very much its own thing in abilities and melee combat. So you mentioned that the characters and their abilities have changed. How have they evolved over the course of the two games?
So we added, the main thing we added for the sequel is given them special abilities. So you notice how in the top left-right corner, there's a purple thing, a purple skull. That's my special ability.
Okay.
And that's a different thing for every character. So I'm playing the Wood Elf here, the Wood Elf Waywatcher, Carillion, which is a character that everyone either loves or hates. So when she fires off her special ability, she will fire 3 arrows. Let me show it to you.
Yeah.
That's homing. So I shoot them off like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And every character has its own special ability. And we're not only having the 5, yeah, here comes one.
Oh, brutal.
So right now I'm playing with bots.
Yummy.
And they're quite competent, but
Yeah.
I mean, normally you play this game with your friends or like...
I mean, it looks like they're out for blood, man. They are rushing every enemy in front of you. This is ridiculous. I was always a Victor fan. Victor is,
Yeah, Victor is a nice one. I mean,
exactly.
he has a lot of character.
Yeah, he's...
Bless this ravaged body. So, I mean, we spent a lot of time to evolve the characters, to make sure that the dialogue... It's not a linear game per such, because you can play the levels in any order you like.
Sure.
So we try to tell a story with a dialogue between the characters and how the relationship between them evolves. So that's what we'll see.
Are there...
I was going to say, let's talk about customization.
Yes, always.
Right? So you were talking about if you want to go to any level you'd like when you want it, go nuts. But let's talk about the new skins to customize your character.
Yeah.
Do you think it gives people a better ability to really personalize their gameplay?
Yeah. So something we added is it's a more RPG-like play progression. So every time after every level you successfully finish, you gain experience, you gain loot, and that loot you obviously can craft. and you can create weapons of your own liking. I think there's 50 different weapon classes in the game that affects the gameplay. Like it's a
Oh,
it's
no.
a total, yeah, no, it's a lot of marauders here too.
Oh my God, this is brutal, man. This
Yeah.
It really is.
is so brutal.
I think I fired off
Like,
my
are
special
those-
ability therefore.
Watch that health bar. A giant ratman.
I was
Skavens.
okay. That yep.
So
yep.
those are the main enemies in the game.
Yeah. So
Yep.
anyway, there's a with the different type of weapons you have, you also have charms, you have traits, you have trinkets you can put on your character, and those can be sort of used to adapt your own play style. If you want to do tanky character, you create trinkets that sort of is adapted to that.
Yeah.
And we also have like added to the sequel, we have a skill tree progression. So after a certain amount of experience, you gain a level, and you will unlock different skills, and you take different parts. If you want to do tanky character, you want to do TPS, whatever. So that's all up to you.
Nice.
So over and all, the gameplay is really deep.
Yeah, I love that. And honestly, one of the things I'm just admiring the setting, and that one of the main reasons I love the first game so much was like the setting was great, but it definitely feels like there's more of a looming feeling of darkness and despair in this game than the first one.
Yeah,
Talk
I mean,
about that.
it takes place during the end times, which is where the world as we know it
The
sort
end
of
times.
is destroyed.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair.
And so this is
Sad.
progressing further in that story. But I mean, our heroes are trying the best to fight off. But there's more powerful characters there now, and the times are more despairing, definitely.
Yeah, the end times does not inspire confidence.
Yeah,
That's
it's
for
not-
sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to ask, so in creating the new version, the next chapter, what kind of community involvement did you have? What did you hear from fans, and how did you maybe incorporate that into some of this development?
I mean, we're a small company, which is good and bad. The bad things are obviously like limited resources.
Sure.
But the good things are we are totally free when it comes to what we want to do and how we want to listen to our players.
Yeah.
So we tend to view our development as just a progression from the start of Vermintide 1 in 2014 up until now, where we just continue listen to the community, listen to the feedback. This is bad. Like the loot system of the first game wasn't that good. I mean, we tried to fix it, but it had its flaws.
Sure.
So for the second game, we had the chance to actually remake it. That's what we've done. And
I can appreciate that you own up to that. You know, you're like, we weren't happy with it, and now we're making it better. Like
yeah, no, I mean,
respect.
we're totally honest with what we think about our game and what was the strong points and what was the weaknesses of the first game. So, and I think that's why we're quite sincere when we say this is a better game than the first one.
Yeah.
And the first one is not bad, but
It was a lot of fun.
yeah. I mean, there are players that spend 4,000 hours in this game in the Xbox community. That says something.
That is nuts. So what are we doing here right now? Survive. Oh, there
Yeah,
you go.
so-
Waves of enemies.
Yeah, so every level has certain events that will reoccur every time you play through, but most things are randomly generated, so we don't know what type of enemies or how many enemies will come at certain period. That means that like every playthrough will be unique. But what I just triggered there was like a special event when I'm trying to open this gate. So in this level, we try to get to the Temple of Sigmar. Now I got hooked by a hook rat. But we're trying to get to Temple of Sigmar, which has been desecrated by Chaos Warriors. So we need to sort of fix it by killing a lot of rats.
Simple and to the point.
Yeah.
So can you give us some pointers for the viewers at home if they're just picking up these games?
Yeah, so it's a 4-player co-op with a strong focus on melee. You can play it offline mode, so you don't have to play with others if you don't like it. There's for the Xbox version, which is coming out really soon, day and date on Game Pass. We added a mixer interactive mode.
Oh, yeah!
Hey,
Well,
let's
is
hear
that-
about it.
Yeah, no, mixer interactive mode is a way for streamers to enable the audience to have something to say about the game.
Yeah.
So when you start in interactive mode, it's just a game mode, like anyone else. You
Sure.
start it from the keep, which is your game hub. All your viewers will get votes. Like, it will happen things in the level, like spawn extra enemies, or spawn health, or kill the dwarf. Not kill the dwarf, but like give
Sure. Just straight
make him
kill
lead. So, when that's happening, players get to vote. You use your spark if you want to boost your vote, and it will, in a way, create new situations we couldn't account for before. So
I love that. And
That
it
is
not
pretty
only
cool.
is it new situations, but it's new situations you're experiencing with your community together. And I
yeah,
think that's
definitely. So it's sort of like, Should we spare him or should we help him? Like,
Oh, you know what they're gonna say. You know what they're always gonna say.
nah, but the mixing community is a nice bunch of people, aren't they? So I mean, they will help.
I think so.
They are.
Yeah, until
that's
they're
why I
spawning
like.
non-stop
That's my experience.
enemies.
That's true.
Yeah.
So how does this game interlink with Warhammer in general, the lore, the overall lore of the game?
I mean, Games Workshop, who's the IP owner, they obviously they love the IP and they work closely with us. So we're getting great support from them. So everything we do is together with them. Like we sort of come with a gameplay idea. So we want to have this character, and they come, okay, so maybe you shouldn't do that. Use this one instead. So it's like a lore, like a lore master that you can start. I want this. Okay, do this.
Sure.
So and other than that, I mean, a lot of our developers at the team is passionate about Warhammer. This is a passion project. Something we did when we had the financial means to do it, because we played the tabletop games. I played my first Warhammer game in '88.
Oh my God.
That's how old I am.
Did you used to paint the models?
Yeah.
Me too. Me
Yeah.
too.
So we don't set with like something that feels wrong. I mean, we want to make sure that it's correct. So everything here is based on old Warhammer Fantasy roleplay books and stuff. So and you will find stuff that is like even characters are named like old RPG characters that we had in the pen and paper RPG. Like me and the other producer when we played when we were like 16.
Yeah.
Actually, Kruber I think is one of those. He's like he was a character 20 years ago. So let me proceed. I'm just talking here.
Well, no, I think that's great. Like, it's awesome that he's still in the game and that like you've kept one of your favorite characters from the series as one of the playable characters. That's rad. So what are we seeing right here? This is looking pretty sketchy.
Yeah. So this is this town has been overrun by both Skaven and Chaos. So obviously, I think this is the military quarters of this town, and it's been run over. So there's a lot of destruction going on. But we're trying to find our way to the Temple of Sigmar.
Okay. Still looking for the temple.
So the game had.
While we're fighting enemies, I'm going to go ahead and ask you about the balance difficulty, about these randomly generated enemies. How do you balance that difficulty?
We have something we call a conflict director, which is a sort of complicated AI system that sort of checks the current health of the players, how much opposition have you faced so far, just to make sure that the timing, the pacing feels right, because that's the key to this.
Yeah.
You should be always on the verge of not making it, but still feel like, yeah, I want to push on.
It's tense 100%. I love that. That's such an awesome idea.
So this is a really intense game, and that's the key for it.
Yeah.
And now you were talking a little bit about while you kill this horde of angry rats.
Yeah.
You were talking about Mixer and the integration, and please tell me you're going to blow that up. Please tell me it's going to happen. Ooh. Yes! Oh, that's satisfying.
Brutal.
How have streamers been useful in promoting Vermintide 2?
Yeah, I mean, a lot. I mean, we love talking to our streamers. We are working closely with the Mixer team to see what we can do, and I mean, this is a co-op game, so everything about community involvement. So without the streamers, we wouldn't be where we are right now.
Yeah.
That's obviously, especially we could see that on the PC version that we released on Steam in March. Like, it took off, it became the top streamed game.
Yeah.
That's when the sales hit, and that's when we got the muscles to continue developing.
Well, honestly, like I said it before and I'll say it again, there's just not enough co-op games out there, so it's nice. It's just nice to have a game that's frankly this great, like in terms of quality.
It's beautiful. Even with that despair and those end of time gray.
The Skaven
I'll tell you, it is.
A lot of blood, guts, fingers, and toes.
Yeah. So I mean, we're currently looking at the Xbox One X version, and it runs in an enhanced mode. We got 4K texture support and
that's awesome.
all the juicy stuff. So
very cool.
It looks really great.
Ooh, brutal. So do you have a favorite character?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer Victor.
You do? Okay, right on. All right, yeah. I like he's the cool one, man.
He's the cool one. And especially now in the sequel, we have the career mode, like the different careers. So your character will start with this as the same character as they were in the first game, but they will continue evolve into something different, and you can choose yourself. So Victor can become this bounty hunter or this fanatic zealot with wielding a ball and chain.
Yeah.
And so there's
a little bit more depth to the characters in this one.
Definitely.
All right.
And a lot more blood.
Yeah, a lot of
I don't know. The first one was pretty.
Okay.
gruesome. What is that?
Still
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah, we added some new enemies, even for like the Skaven is reappearing from the first game, but even the Skaven got new enemy types added to the game. So that's something you will, even if you play the first game, you will notice there's a lot of new stuff happening on the Skaven side. So what we just killed there was a warp fire thrower. Oh, and here we got a
There we
troll.
go. Something big.
Yeah,
The bile troll. Oh, what a treat.
Oh,
What a
Yum
treat.
City.
yeah. You wanna?
How do you think he smells?
Just like a rose.
Yeah, his pukes are
It's on the
really brutal.
While we're killing this boss, bile, gross thing, I guess the question is, what would someone like Ethan here? I mean, like, if you want to sum up this game and the next ideation of it, what is someone Uber fan like Ethan over here going to? What are you most excited for them to see, play, hear about?
I think. Yeah.
See teabagging?
Oh God!
Wow.
Wow.
Just like every other online gamer I encounter.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
That's for you.
Great.
Unbelievable.
I think I might actually not be helped by my bot because they might be able to help me. So that's good. I get a chance to speak about what we added. So
Can't fault a winning strategy.
yeah.
He talks.
So the most important thing I feel that is what we kept.
Yeah.
So we have the atmosphere, the feeling from the first game,
That
and
tone,
we
right?
evolved that. We also have the combat, the melee. That was the trademark of the first game. We evolved that, but just always when you do a sequel, you do it like small portions. We tried this on the players. We even flew in people to Sweden to our office and
Wow.
had them try out early in the development to see, do you like this? Should we change this? And it was like 1 week of workshops with them, and they said like, no, you need to fix this. So,
That's really cool.
yeah. So that's what we kept, and then we just added more of everything. Like as I said, 15 different characters. We added twice as much enemies as in the first game.
Wow.
There's new settings, new places to explore. The whole progression system with skills and crafting. So I mean, it's just it's like a wine that becomes a little bit better,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's still wine.
I love it, man. I love it. Like, honestly, I was such a big fan of the first one. I'm really looking forward to playing the second one on Xbox. That's just my console of choice because I suck with a mouse and keyboard, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it.
Well, it takes a man to know that, and it also takes a man to start us off in our next portion of this
Is that a
segment.
segue? Yeah, it was a good segue. We're going to start up the trivia. We're bringing that back for you guys, so get ready with those controllers, those phones, and
them
those
up.
personal computers, as they put in the prompter, even though no one said personal computer in 17 years. But let's get ready for this quiz.
It's powered by Mixplay. We've got prizes for the top winners, so be sure to answer quickly and accurately.
Here we go.
But we're going to, now it starts in now.
Who is Okri? Oh, sorry.
No, do it.
Who is Okri? A character from a dwarven folklore, the High King of the Dwarves, Bard's cousin, or a famous bomb maker? Here we go, guys. Not enough time to Google, I hope. I didn't
Guys,
say
let's be
Oprah.
cool, okay? Come on.
Here we go.
Playing
Time
for
is up,
realness.
and the answer is Bard's cousin.
Barden's cousin.
Boom.
And now we know.
Next up, what does
Oh,
Barden...
wait.
Oh, I didn't say it.
Hold.
Oh,
Hold, Ethan.
sorry, that's my bad.
Sorry. Hold. What does Barden seek?
Ooh.
Carrick Nor. Carrick Zorn. Carrick Az.
Can you pronounce this one? How do you pronounce those?
Ascaraz.
There you go.
Ascaraz, or Derek Carrick Drac.
Boom.
Hard to say with my mouth hole.
It took us this long to get the answer. Here we go.
There we go, but it's Carrick Zorn.
I literally torn on the last two there.
Wow.
32 and 32%. Nice job. Wow.
We are learning new things.
All right,
We
do you
are
wanna-
learning things. What is
Ooh.
Sienna's last name? The way goes, Fuegonosis.
You say it.
Fuegonosis?
Fuegonosis.
Aha!
Yeah.
It sounds even better with the accent.
I think it does.
It sounds so good.
Yeah.
Swedish. That's Swedish
like-
school accent.
Aha.
The correct answer, of course, was B. First time I've used the letter instead of the name. See what I did there? Wow,
Yeah,
nobody got it. 19%.
You know, 90%. Okay, here's our next one. What is the name of the location where Vermintide 2 takes place?
Helmgard.
Helmdals, Oberstreek,
Nice.
Altdorf, or Venderhelm? Vetterhelm.
Friedheim.
What?
Frederham.
Fredheim.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Once again, the
Well-
accent
Well, yeah.
sounds so good.
It does sound much better.
All right, time's up. The answer, of course, is A. And Robert, why don't you take the next one because we are embarrassing ourselves beyond belief.
We really are, though.
Who did Salzburg find work with in the early years? So Order of the Crystal Lance, Order of the Sword and the Scale, Order of the Silver Hammer, or Order of the Glinting Steel.
That one wasn't even hard to read.
And it still
That was the
sounded
easiest
much
one.
better than
It did.
us.
It absolutely did.
Here we are. This is how it works today.
Time's up.
Time's up. We'll find out soon.
Here we go. And the answer,
Right now.
boom. Order of the Silver Hammer.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's
Congratulations,
also what
guys.
Ethan and I call our clubhouse.
The Order of the Silver.
Do you know we had one of those?
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't until now. Let's take a look at the winner. I think that was the last question. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Should be
What
popping
was
up
the
any
leaderboard?
moment. And we'll congratulate you. You win a prize. You're going to win a prize.
Guys are funny. What a
Congrats.
great name.
115 points. Congrats. In its second, the Punisher, was it 1973?
Yeah.
And Serial Golfer. Congratulations.
Oh, cool. Well done, guys.
Thank you so much for coming on the
Thank
show, my
you
man.
so much.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we're not only making games, we're handing out socks as well.
Hey!
These ones are almost, yeah, they seem to be starting to become famous. So I want you to have a pair of each of the socks.
Look at this swag.
Famous
Look
Fat
at this.
Shark socks.
They're so fun.
Yeah.
Right
Warm
here.
as well, being
Oh,
from
look.
Sweden.
Oh,
Beautiful
I'm just gonna-
Vermintide. Stop it, Ethan. Beautiful socks.
Here's the back.
Yeah.
Here's the back.
Stripe.
Fat Shark Games.
Striped.
Stripe it. One whole pack.
And we're quite keen to hand those out. Seek us out at any events. We will.
See his face. It's
Why? Can I just ask why socks? Like every other place, has swag, but what? I've never seen this.
Yeah, but socks, I mean, if you walk one whole day in your pair of old socks, it's quite nice to actually change them during the day.
Honestly, that's
Sweden
like
is a cold place.
yeah,
There's so
There's
many
many
things
reasons.
that the socks could solve.
so valuable. I love
That's
it.
fabulous. Thank you so much for being here and walking us through Vermintide 2.
Yeah, appreciate your time. Seriously.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, looking forward to
Pleasure.
it, man. Looking forward to it. Hold on. I'm receiving a transmission. Sounds like we've got more Realm Royale's Hype Zone here on the E3 floor. Let's take a look.